Did you actually change the crit range on your hit dice then?
That's not a thing you can do.
Yeah, this.
Hello, friends. Back for another piece of adventure. Oh wait, your downtime.
Our favorite.
Yes. So, what is it you people want to do?
I'm gonna research the geological nature of the caves around these areas to see if I can actually pinpoint a location.
How do you want to do that? Would you want to actually go to those places, or would you want to go to books and readings and things like that?
A little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
I suppose that is an option. The difficulty would be higher.
Yes, I understand that.
In which case, it will be an investigation check and a survival check. Now,
okie dokie.
As this is a research roll, you can spend 100 gold to give yourself a +1 up to 5 times. On both rolls, I suppose, in this context.
Well, I'm not going to do it on the investigation. Famous last words. That's actually not terrible, honestly.
Give up.
And the survival?
Yep, I'm just looking to roll it. This one I might add some pluses to.
Add some plus.
100 gold per +1 up to 5 times.
100 gold gives you a +1 up to 5 times. Yeah.
So potentially up to a +5, which would be helpful given that I have a 0 in survival. What do you think, Aaron? What should I do?
What's the question?
Should I spend money?
Yeah, do it.
Better score?
Should I spend money? Yes. Done. Right. That's me with any of my friends and any hobby. I like, yes.
Fuck it. So this is just gonna be +5. Okay? I'm spending 500 gold.
You hire a surveyor to help you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes. So this will be +5. So that'll be 11. They are very bad at their job. I blame them.
Okay. So, this needs a moment. You do a little bit of book reading. You go to, you don't have any books on, like, the natural layout of Narashiro. You've never really needed them. So you have to go, with your, you're allowed in the libraries now. You're a guild master.
Weird.
Yeah. You might get a couple of strange looks from Drow nobles, like, oh, disgusting. But you're allowed in the libraries to gather a great bit of information, and you do. Under both the manufacturing district and the farming district are pools of water. That's why the bog slums exists. There's processes in both that leak, and because they're kind of caverns in the city, especially during the rainy season, the water collects. From what you found out in the bog slums, in the farming district and the bog slums, the water is less permanent until you get to the bog slums. And it could be the bog slums, you've been there before, but under the manufacturing district, you've never actually been, is basically a lake of runoff, of detritus. You're not meant to pollute in it, but of course, people do. Leading to it, because it doesn't all drain away, every year, it leads to the water becoming more and more toxic. Now you're like, oh, okay, let's go to the manufacturing district. You go to the Torturous Tavern to go and gather a helping hand. Where you find someone who's clearly from the manufacturing district. The people from the manufacturing district usually wear a kind of glossy dark red, and there's actually a couple of them in the Torturous Tavern, which is a bit strange. When you go and ask, oh, can you help out? This drow woman with sort of buzz cut hair and a couple of scars and things. She's like, you don't want to go to the manufacturing district. It's at war. You won't be able to get in to a place like that.
But I do want to go to the manufacturing district.
Well, I suppose it's gonna cost you about 500 gold.
Wow, how convenient. Here's 500
And
gold.
she would help you down. When you get to places where you can kind of see over the manufacturing district, you know, a lot of the districts in the city, because it's a vertical city, are almost in like a bubble. They're in a 3D space. The manufacturing district is a series of these castle manufactories, but are almost suspended against the walls of the city and natural rock formations. When you get to a point where you can look over them from a walkway that connects other places, you can see parts of that district are on fire. Not factories burning smokestack. Like, there is clearly riots happening. There are battles happening. Occasionally you see that sort of thing. There are places that are on fire, burning. It is in chaos. You're actually quite impressed that you haven't heard about it, but that's very Narashiro to keep everything like this very hush-hush. Noticeably, it's one of those things, you can't even see the lake down there, but there is a lake down there. It's just so complete. There's like nothing would light up down there. It's just darkness below the district. But she will show you a way down towards the lakeside. It is dangerous, but for the sake of ease in this situation, you're not going to roll. You have to roll to climb down the lakeside next time, because there's no walkways that go down this way. At least any that she knows. She's never really needed to go down this way. And when you do, it's almost a... the shores are made of trash, you know. Old armor, slag metal, mostly. That's just kind of formed these very abstract, almost alien shapes. Things with the waters, because it's such a big lake, there are tides, which is a little bit strange. Has formed into sand over thousands of years as the city existed. It's very interesting. But you don't see any sort of cave. But you think, because of how alien and strange this place is, you don't go under the water on your journey here with your mercenary companion, whose name is Adver.
Adver?
Adver, yeah.
Adver.
And she would say, I wouldn't recommend going under that water. It's mostly toxic runoff from the factories and the rainwater. There's no animals here, there's no plants here. They would die. I think anything that would be around here would be generally unpleasant, I suppose.
Well, if it survived here, then it would have to be quite strong.
Yes.
Maybe not quite a dragon, but maybe a dragon.
I imagine a dragon could live here if it was a dragon that could handle such poisonous water.
Do I know anything about dragon types, Ollie?
You can give me a history roll for that one. Big Mama Jamma. Yeah, there are different types of dragons, usually attuned to... Almost attuned... Each dragon has within a type of power. There are dragons that are resistant and immune to poison. So it could be possible. It totally could be. There could be dragons that live down under these waters. There's also dragons that are more attuned to water. In most readings, they're not usually the same, but it can happen. There's no reason not to be. But also, one of the things you know about the readings, the dragons are very, very strange creatures from an elder age. Something that is very important, though. If a dragon was around a place like this, especially under a city, it would probably want to affect it in some way. Dragons are domineering creatures. Mm-hmm. Good, bad, legendary, small. They have an instinct, according to your books, to dominate existence around them. There is no sign of that here. But what would that look like in a place like this?
Interesting. Well, thank you very much for your time.
If you need me again, I will be about. I'm out of a job since this place has gone arse up.
What happened here? If you don't mind my asking.
There's a slave army called the Weavers. They exist in the lowest part of this city and they took back this place. They're trying anyway. Some people stay in battle, but no one's in charge anymore, so it's just slave masters trying to keep hold of their holds.
Right.
Daimao doesn't seem to give a shit. I was a fighter. I was a bodyguard. No one's paying me anymore. I don't really give a shit about folks here.
If you're a fighter, you're any good. There's a school in the... I don't even remember what district it's in, but it's where the alchemical...
You can give the directions to the House of Dusk, and she'll say, oh, maybe. It's been so calm here. Maybe a little bit of tuning up won't be bad.
It isn't easy. The teacher's a dick. But you'll learn a lot.
The teacher's a man.
Yes.
Ugh.
But he's very good.
I've never heard of a good man in my life.
Well. This one might surprise you.
Alright. And with that little adventure, you go your separate ways, but you can find her again if you need her. Working as a bit of a mercenary. What would anyone else want to do with their week off?
Same thing we always do.
I'm gonna yell at Draco.
Is the wedding planned yet?
What this time in particular are you angry at me for, sister?
Voss's school isn't getting the attention it deserves. And that's not right because he's gonna be part of our house soon. We should be doing something about that.
I have enough paperwork due to Rakaf's side gig.
Yes.
And now I have to help Ross's side gig while preparing
He's literally
your
going
wedding.
to be your family. It's your job to manage the family. He is family.
I suppose. I do know some groups for nobles who have unruly, troubled male children. I was in one for a time. Maybe they'll be interested to know about a school that can set them straight.
Thank you. That's all I wanted.
Yes, your requests grow ever easier, I suppose. And he will have some talky talk.
We're gonna go find a dragon.
You say that to him?
Also, yeah.
Is this an actual dragon or is this some sort of metaphor?
I'm not sure. It was given to Rakath in a dream.
You know, are we chasing a dragon?
Yuna's been chasing the dragon since the second episode.
I do not encourage this behavior.
What behavior?
Fighting dragons! Going to
You need to be a
fight
little more
dragons!
specific.
There was a dragon motif at Voss's family house, and I thought that was weird enough.
Well, hopefully we're not gonna fight the dragon.
Dragons exist to fight. They're big, ugly creatures that breathe death on people, and then... Dragons! They're horrible monsters! Plus, no one's seen a dragon in the Underdark for like 1,000 years or something.
Well, maybe it won't be a real dragon. We'll see.
Maybe it'll be one of those... I've heard rumors of there being a fey dragon that lurks around some of the watering holes. Maybe it's that.
Oh, really?
Hey, god damn it. Sorry.
I'm gonna need you to be a little more specific.
How can I be more specific about a rumor? You know?
Well, what watering holes, for one?
Well, it would be the one by that big tree with the marketplace.
I mean,
Apparently,
with a cave?
people put... Well, I suppose at the bottom of every well is a cave from a certain point of view.
Alright. Well, thank you for the information.
I'm sorry I couldn't have been more helpful.
No, you're very helpful. Thank you for taking care of us. And the wedding. His family is coming soon. I'm not sure when.
We would now need to prepare hotel rooms for everyone, I suppose. We don't have enough room for them here.
No. I told you to take care of it.
I have plenty of rooms.
Jesus! Everett is sneaking up on me like that.
Oh,
You will make
sorry.
me fade one of these days, Rakath. Mark my
I'm
words.
so sorry. I just wanted to let you guys know. I'm going to go hire someone down at the Torturer's Tavern to go. I'll see you guys later.
Timelines, consistency, continuity. Yeah, he can do that. He can sort that out. Good goods. What next? What else would you want to do?
I mean, I'm just gonna spend my week doing the same thing I did last week, i.e., training with my girl.
Mm-hmm. Your one and only student.
Yeah, she's my best student. She's also my worst student.
And so I love her and hate her.
That is humorous.
Yeah, that's what's happening there.
Awesome. You know what else do you want to do? Bothering Draco is not a whole week of activity. I
I
You
guess it
sure?
could take longer.
Are you sure?
It can be.
I thought it was going to be
Look.
a week-long activity.
if you want to bother him all week, I'm sure he'll love that.
No, I'll let him get back to his work. I'll go back to my research.
We need to be enchanting something right now, so all this downtime is put to use.
Do, but the next thing I want to do is Voss's sword, and it's currently being enchanted by somebody else.
Sorry.
So
Enchantments on enchantments.
I'm gonna do research
Coolio.
to work on my enchantment for later, essentially.
Bank some time, essentially, for the future.
Nice.
If it's related to the Dark Crystal.
The Age of Resistance.
And the little shadow soul, like the shadow blob soul that I have. I'm gonna study that quite a bit. I
Oh,
think.
Shadow
Awesome.
Blob. Yes, Shadow Blob.
Giant shadow blob.
Giant Shadow Blob from the Twilight Zone.
You know, I'm gonna talk to the giant shadow blob. How does it feel?
It doesn't feel. That's not true. There's an intense feeling of depression coming from this thing.
And you know, actually, speaking of talking to souls, there's something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and you've just been scared to do it, so she's gonna do it now.
Ooh.
And that is, we are going to speak with Dead on Torum Soul.
Ooh.
I'm not gonna ask any questions other than like, how are you? I'm just gonna like make conversation
Now-
if possible.
Yes. Tesh, would Torum respond? Because we did talk about this before. You don't actually need a mouth with the soul crystal thing. This is Eunice Hulk.
Yeah.
I think it wouldn't be words so much as you'd get content.
Then I'll just talk at him.
And-
make a feelings change.
Interested.
Oh,
So he'll
good.
listen.
Okay. Yeah.
That's cute. You're like, here. You know, you feel that he is listening to your voice, right?
Yeah.
It's
Very
like
nice.
a plan. It's like a plan. That's all. Oh, okay.
Well, then I'll put him inside of a little doll, so I can talk to the doll instead of just listening.
You have like a doll of like a soldier you can put him in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like
I
to
like
think
it.
you just have a miniature Torum. Like,
I had one made.
Yeah.
just a miniature Torum doll. Oh.
Okay, you have like a plushy connect. You're like, oh, I'll get the one for everyone. One day I'll study voodoo, and it'll be very useful.
There is a class for that.
It just has to run into a very particular witch that happens to exist.
Hey, ooh. Yeah. Don't go to Goldport.
So, speaking of, this isn't related at all. After a week, Rakath has the information. Yeah, there is a very interesting place that might be connected. What do you want to do with that blimformation?
Going to, first of all, go pick up Voss's sword. Because Voss can't do that.
No.
So I'm going to go pick up Voss's sword. And I'm going to... Sorry, I was chewing. I'm going to bring it back to him and present it to him with a card as well. And hand it to you, as I would normally with your Nodashi.
Oh, I was starting to think that I would never see this again.
I'm not a jerk. Most of the time.
Well,
Please
thank
accept this.
you. I will take it.
And please read this before you unsheath.
I will read the card.
The card just says, very many congratulations to both yourself and Yuna. May your life be filled with joy, and as long as you are here, you will always be considered family.
That's such
That
a
is-
sweet little wedding gift.
And that is why I made your sword sharper and enchanted it.
That's very kind. Yeah, I'll just like pull the blade out and inspect it. Take a look over it, see what's up, admire it a little bit, and just give Rakath a good old shoulder clasp. A good old, not a hug.
Rakath will give you a hug.
Yeah, I figured.
You get that close, it's too late.
Yeah.
You're within my grasp.
My 25
Thank you,
fingers
Rakath.
coming
This
for
is
you.
a very thoughtful gift. And a pragmatic one.
I thought so. I thought you would appreciate the pragmatic nature of it.
That
But
I
I've given
do.
you your gift, so now I need to give Yuna her gift. It's a little early. You aren't married yet, but still, whatever. Come along.
Oh. Okay. I guess we're all going then.
Because we're going to the lake after.
Oh, so we're like going.
We're like going, yes. I mean, you should probably, like, take a half hour to an hour to relax.
Like lock up.
I never relax. I'll just look over to Kikiwa and just say, "You're in charge while I'm gone." If anyone shows up, try to scare them off, and if you don't scare them off, then try to teach them how to not get stabbed.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
I'm going to go to Yuna.
Yuna is talking to a Torum doll,
Oh. I don't
which
want-
is either good for her mental health or bad for her mental health.
It's
Could
one
really
or
go
the
either
other.
way.
Very far in one direction, who knows which.
Yuna,
Becca,
hi.
I'll show you the doll. I
That's
can talk to
Torum.
Torum's soul now.
Oh, that's nice. How does he feel?
He feels good and interested.
that's
in what we're
nice.
doing.
Hello, Torum. I don't think he can hear me.
It'll be-
That's okay. I have something for you.
Ooh, what is it?
It's a little early. It's a wedding gift.
Oh, it's
I already
nice.
gave Voss his, so I felt it. I should be giving you yours as well.
It's a nice gift.
So
Oh, nice.
Here is, and I'm just gonna pull out like a nice wooden box, the wooden, fungal wood box but like engraved with a Y and a V, and then a little DV underneath that. It's like a Y plus V, and yeah. Anyways, and then
Very cute.
I will just hand that to you, and it's got a little clasp on the front.
Oh, I opened it.
Inside there are 20 50 gold piece fancy gems.
Oh my goodness.
so you don't run out anytime soon.
Oh, thank you.
I hope you like them. I got
Thank
as
you.
many different colors as I could.
Oh, he's gonna get a big hug.
Oh.
Thank Thank you very much.
Oh, you're very welcome.
I can't wait till we go see this dragon and I can collect more souls.
Right? Anyway, I hope we don't have to, but that would be these would be useful for that.
These things tend to happen.
I hope they don't. Let's go.
Draco, with his office door open for once, would say, "It seems that you seek out monsters to fight."
I don't like fighting these things. I would rather talk to them, but they like to look at me and go, "Ah!" and then they attack.
We really do try to talk to them most of the time.
Many monsters obviously do not know how good a conversationalist you are, Rakath.
Oh, that's very kind of you to say, Draco, even if it is sarcasm.
Right.
I'm gonna go find Rofi.
Pick up Rofi. There he is.
Oh, okay.
They're on the ladder now. Welcome.
To the lake.
So, this is difficult to get down here. Watch
You go
your step.
to the overlook that advert showed you. As I've described a few times, because it's a vertical city, there are a lot of these gothic stairwells that go to different places, like how we have highways that go to different cities and things like that. This overlook doesn't go to the manufacturing district, but from its wrought iron fence, you can start climbing down the cliff sides. Of course, to everyone, you just see dark. You cannot see a bottom. You see the manufactory district burning. Some flags waving above the
I
city.
should mention, there is a rebellion happening here right now.
Oh, why?
Oh.
It's the slave army. You remember the ones that we kind of encountered at the tavern? They were, anyways. The Weavers, I was just told they were called. And anyways, they're trying to take over this district.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, let's go down to the lake.
It's going to be athletics checks to start climbing. It's a really long way down.
I would like, if possible, to tie a rope to Voss, and then tie that same rope to Yuna, so that Yuna doesn't fall. I recognize that means that I cannot tie anyone to myself, but I am trying to help Yuna down.
I have rope.
You have rope, but you can tie yourself to me, but that will not help you. You are stronger than me. And I am much larger than you.
Good point. Maybe I'll.
This is the problem with the big man, small man.
Big man, small man.
It doesn't work with the small one, it's the stronger one.
Exactly.
I like it a lot.
I'm just trying to see if I have anything else. I mean, I do have a ladder that's literally on my back right now that I don't know.
The
if
ladder
help.
is not allowed to mechanically interface with the game in any way. That is
Except as a ladder.
forbidden.
right?
No.
But it's a
That's a
ladder.
ladder, like
No.
when I'm leaning it up against a wall to then climb.
Mechanically illegal. The ladder
Okay.
no clips through everything. No.
Oh, it's one of
But
those
you're
ladders.
not allowed to say have Rofi on your back or some dumb shit like that. Not that you would want that, because Rofi is going to be better at this than you.
It would be problematic for him.
Or
to
also,
be
you might want to try and find another way than just climbing down, because
It's
Can
okay.
I investigate that?
you can't see the bottom. Yeah, I suppose you could take a little bit of time to investigate.
I will investigate. Would someone like to help me look for a safer way down?
Can I roll survival to look for
I'll
a safe
help.
way
Yes!
down?
Thank you, Rofi. So Rofi is going to. Never mind. This just doesn't. It's irrelevant.
Oh, fucking
So,
hell, fuck.
this part of the city, under most of the places where you live, there's a lot of the ugliness is hidden away. And I'm not just talking about Koatoa and goblins. There are pipes, sometimes containing chemical runoff, sometimes containing sewage that crisscross through the metal. Very well made, big slabs of metal pipes. And you actually see one that transfers. You wander around this kind of area around the outskirts of this district for a while until you find what you hope isn't a sewage pipe, but is that goes down into the lake area. You know, poke your head inside, regret it a little bit, but that's fine. Voss doesn't give a shit. Voss would not give a shit about the shit. This is never mind. But there are ladders and things. These have been built to be maintainable, so they will be climbable. Like, you will have a much easier time getting down through this area than not.
From over there, I'll just look over to the group and just say, Rakath.
Yes?
Why don't we simply just climb down here?
Is there a safe way to do that in there?
There's a ladder.
Well, that's much better. Let's do that.
And there's no
Mind the
really...
smell.
Yeah, you step down into the pipes, and these pipes are like 10 feet big, you know. They're easy to walk around in. When you get to the corner, there are, admittedly, like, the flow of water does travel over the ladder somewhat. So it is a slippery ladder, which means you are still going to need to give me checks. This does mean that they'll all be with advantage, and you can use acrobatics instead if they are if that would be better for you. Now, and you're less likely to die in this place because there are platforms every now and again, and it switches. So you're not going to take max fall damage and fall in the lake and drown.
Holy shit! Yuna is just flying down.
Oh!
That is really funny. Of all things.
Of all the Yunas.
It's the latent necromantic magic in the sewer.
Trophy.
So, this amazing scene happens, you're going down, the boss will be like, I will go ahead, my lady, and it's like, this is just a lot of climbing downwards. It's just a lot of climbing downwards. But Yuna has no trouble at all, goes down very easily, goes down to one of these bad problems, like, huh, this is no problem.
Slide down?
Yeah, you
Like
slide down a whole chunk, you're like, huh, this is easy, and then Rofi, thunk, down beside you with a crunch. Rofi gonna take some damage.
Oh. Yeah, but
Just from a little further down, just like, what was that?
Can I catch him with my 2 natural 20s?
the best part is like with the amount of like metal he has on him, it would make a.
Yes, it would. It would ring through with the 2 natural 20s. Absolutely. You are going to reduce this damage by half. Essentially,
Yay.
like, casting shield on him in those final moments, but not actually using a spell slot to allow him to, like, readjust himself and fall the best he can.
Stunt falling.
Which means he's going to take less damage. He's only going to take 15 bludgeoning damage from this fall, as opposed to quite a bit more. Yeah, this is a really far down.
I should have used a spell.
If you did not find this place, you would have just died if you fell.
No. If that was I was gonna like if it was falling for like a really long distance, I had levitate ready to on and be like, nope.
Instead, you just fucking fall and concuss yourself and keep on going.
Rofi every now and then starts veering off in a direction like, no.
At the bottom of this runoff pipe, there is a grate with all sorts of things stuck in it. There's a body, corpse worms wiggling around on it.
What kind of body?
Seemingly a drow. They've been here for quite some time. And then there's probably a couple of bodies in this pile, but you can't get too distracted with that.
Right.
You actually have to.
You can talk to him.
You actually have to remove the grate to get out of the sewer pipe, which you can. I'm not really going to dwell on that. You have a lot of strong people.
I have a crowbar now, too.
Bit of a 2, 3, pap, clunk. You step out into, as I described, this big dark lake. There's no fungal forest lights. There's no aether light down here. The only little bit of light you can see are from the fires in the factory above. And that is kind of shows in the Dark Lake a little bit. The shore of this lake is this slag runoff, rock chunks, bodies, strange metal sand. It's a very alien landscape. This is just the slow slosh of the dark water that leaves the ground sticky where it touches and burns some things. The smell of rain in the Underdark, like I said, has a heavy metal smell. Very much that smell is stronger down here.
Let's look to Rakath and say, well, you seem to know where we're going.
Do I? I've given you a strong illusion, then, my friend. All I know is that this lake is interesting and is the most likely place based on the slab.
Well, let's look around.
I would like to investigate entryways and other potential valuable spots that might be a good way for us to proceed.
Go ahead.
Is
Investigate
this something
or survival?
That I can... Survival. You've got
Investigate
also
or
like-
survival.
investigate or survival. I will investigate then.
I'll survive.
All right. Yeah, it's 27.
Wow.
While there are the occasional tunnel that looks like something's digged, like there seems to be a smuggler's tunnel really far down here. That's not necessary. Like, Rakath's the kind of person who would see that there's this little hidden smuggler's tunnel and like some packages and be like, well, I'll leave that. They would be very disappointed if I took what's in there. Like, and move on. There's
To be
no...
fair, I would scan in case there were any nice torturing tools, but apart from that, if there isn't anything, then it's just, yeah, nice close.
When you look around, it's very clear there is nothing above the water. Under the water, just from, you spend a long time trying to look into the darkness. And you're getting better at it, Rakath. It seems that the pull of the water would suggest that there's a cave under, a little bit a ways from where the shore is. It's a bit of a swim and then a swim under. You also notice that there are, sometimes where it seems like there's no life here, you do occasionally see like a lump on the lake that shifts and moves a bit. But with that really good investigation check, you could just be like, don't stand there. Move all this way, and kind of avoid them. Whatever these things are, they aren't really seeking you out very well.
Yeah. Trap predators, most likely.
But yeah, there's going to be a swim. You luckily have a candle lantern that allows you to see under the water, which will help a lot.
Ooh.
Just gonna say, I'm going to be hooking that up over my shoulder so that it's like wrapped around my belt and then just sitting over my shoulder. So
That's
you know what
too.
basically, I'm making a sash out of the lantern chain so that it sits in front of me, just so that
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah. And lighting one of the candles.
Okay. You would do a little test by dropping the blue candle into the water, and it does light up the water. Perfectly fine. The water is actually very clear. There's not like a lot of like stuff floating in it, because all the stuff that's floating in it is on the shore, mostly. And yeah, now is I imagine everyone's going to quaff potions of water breathing and go for a swim.
Yeah.
The potion is very difficult to drink. It is a thick sludge. The second after you drink it, you feel yourself choking on the potion, and that feeling goes away very quickly. All your sinuses open up. Very, very... It's like you finally getting over a cold or an allergy. He says it's very easy to breathe after that. And then I'm going to need athletics checks for the swim, because none of you have a swim speed. So swimming, especially underwater, even with water breathing, the swimming is still difficult.
Just seeing if I have any bag of tricks for this. I don't think I do.
It's a good old 8. Love that -1.
Nope, I don't have anything in my bag of tricks for this, so athletics.
Give me a roll.
Oh, come on, that was nearly
Okay,
good.
so Voss very quickly steams ahead. When he sees the cave, he's gonna go, okay, I'm gonna secure that position, help Yuna a little bit because she's not a swimmer. Luckily, potion of water breathing helps a lot because when you know you can't drown, swimming is a lot easier. Voss and you actually get up, like I said, the lip into a cavern. This cavern is waterlogged, there's water dripping down the sides, there's water pooled, but there is a place to stand. And just a wall, just a very flat wall there. Very flat, very smooth, kind of shiny. When you get up, you're like... Noticeably, Rakath and Rofi have not joined you. Rofi sinks. Not only is he covered in a lot of metal, he's also just heavy. He's heavier than he looks. So Rofi has like a hard time and gets stuck in the same place that Rakath does, right at near the lip into this cavern. But it's formed very strangely with all these kind of sharp shapes and things. There is a skeleton there that's just kind of like trapped on the rocks. You actually get your leg caught in the hand of this skeleton, Rakath. Not Rofi. Rofi's just having a hard time because he sinks. No, you have a ton of water breathing time left, so you're not going to drown, but you are stuck. You two.
Does this skeleton look...
I was just...
Give me a medicine check for that.
I was going to try and open the hand to let him out first.
That'll be...
I don't look worried about it right now, for what that's worth, because I'm curious about the thing.
This is actually quite clearly an Ebimari skeleton, a Mind Flayer skeleton. The way when you examine them, the skull just kind of is open at the back, because that's just all cartilage and breathes. So it's quite clearly an Ebimari skeleton once you actually... Because you could think it's a skeleton that's got rotted away or the... No, it's quite clearly all the proportions of things. It is an Ebimari skeleton, which is curious in its own right. And with that 20, you actually, manage to figure out a way to remove the very particular long, bony fingers.
Can I keep those fingers?
I will allow you to keep the hand.
Thank you.
Okay.
There's a reason for that.
Okay.
There always is.
Since I'm realizing that I'm a little bit heavier, this with the swimming is hard. Can I instead look for a way to sort of walk and climb up?
Mm-hmm. That would also be athletics. Hopefully, a better roll than last time.
I don't have a negative athletics.
No, you just got a bad roll. Yeah.
What is happening today?
Look, we've rolled a lot of 20s, which means we are definitely dead whenever we face one.
Oh, yeah.
You climb up. You just walk out of into the cave from the bottom. You actually really master walking at the bottom of the water in your heavy armor. Once you do it, once you are deliberately doing it, it is quite an easy way to travel.
All right, this is a much easier way to do it.
Yeah, once you stop trying to swim and walk.
I just like the idea that you just see them swimming above. There's just Rofi on the bottom.
And then all of you up here in this the lake cave. Like I said, it's not actually that small of a space. This would be a great place to have a little den. Aside from swimming through that water that smells disgusting, and when you get back, you are going to need to have a very strong bath. Otherwise, you are going to have very bad rashes and things, or Yuna's just gonna magic it away with precipitation, which is good. But like I said, the only thing.
So I was gonna say, I really like that idea at one point when she's doing the prestidigitation, Rofi's just like pops open the helmet and it all comes out. It's like
I just pick Rofi up and just splatter him with the cantrip.
The only thing of
Story
note
bottle.
in this chamber, aside from the Ebimari skeleton, I suppose, which is kind of at the mouth of it, is the back wall is just flat and smooth and pretty reflective. Admittedly, all the stone is pretty smooth and reflective. It's almost like a polished stone, which can happen naturally, but it doesn't seem natural.
Reflections.
What do the reflections look like?
Just like you guys, but like not... It's reflective, but not like mirror glaze, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's just kind of like your shape's a little bit wobbly and warped, you know?
Is it completely smooth?
Pretty completely smooth to a point, and then it just joins into the rest of the wall, which is almost like the inside of a geode, you know? Not
Gotcha.
all the way. It's like halfway between that and rock, right?
Okay. Does there appear to be any way to go further?
This does seem like a door without a handle.
Can I investigate to find said handle?
Sure.
Sure, good.
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
My door.
That's still 17.
There is no handle. There is no join. There is no break to be made in this door.
Is there
It's
even
very old stone. Very old stone. Older than
Tried
any you've
knocking.
seen.
Have you tried knocking?
No.
dunk, dunk, dunk.
There it is.
And there is definitely a chamber behind it. You know, you can kind of hear that with the hollow. The slight hollowness. I mean, it sounds like this wall would be like 5 feet thick, but there's stuff behind it, you know?
Right. Gotcha.
Oh, you know what? Do we have to speak to the skeleton down there? Wasn't that part of the notes?
Oh.
I'm gonna pull out the hand.
I think I need a mouth.
Ah.
Voss, can
I
you go
got
back down and get the head?
Yeah.
To be whole, if you can. Why not just...
I just go down. Grab
Give me
the
an
head.
athletics to
Sure.
pull this. It like the skeleton is like wedged in there,
I think he's
and
fine.
Ebimari skeletons are quite fragile. Be very careful. You take your time. You pull the thing out. When you see like the skeleton there, it is just disturbing how it's nearly right, but just wrong in all the
Yeah.
slight ways that these squid people are anatomically. But you bring the skeleton out, missing a hand. Raketh has the hand.
Yeah. I just drag the skeleton up out of the water and just say,
Prestidigitation.
I'm assuming there's no response from me saying
There is
hello
no
to
response from the
Just checking.
skeleton.
I let it happen though. Like I waited.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Just a pause.
It's just polite.
Yes, well...
The skeleton is going to reply. It's probably going to take its time. Right?
So I'm gonna cast Speak with Dead.
You can't speak with dead. The skeleton is whole enough for this spell to work. You see some of the arcane light, especially if you're casting through the dark crystal. That darkness kind of billows up into the mouth and the eyes, and it kind of jerks a little bit before settling back down. Clearly showing you
Kinda
the spell is
sheepishly put the crystal back like I wasn't supposed to have it with me. Use it.
That is true. There are bigger problems right now.
Hello, what is your name?
Fuck. How could you do this to me, Aaron? First question is a fucking name for a random
is your
skeleton.
quest?
Fuck.
How dare you?
Just polite.
How
was
dare
fantastic.
you? Give me a second. Weirdly enough, I don't have a name prepared for the skeleton you found under
It's
the...
called Fuck Aaron.
oh,
Wow, such a weird name.
What a hot,
Oh, that was
weird,
fantastic.
strange name.
Karen.
This,
What an
you know,
exotic name.
yeah, it's a, you know, these Ebimari, they are strange people. They name their beings so
Vindictive, too.
Yes.
The name is Tolsai.
syllables.
It was, I am Tulsai the Finder.
Oh, Tulsai, we have a couple questions for you if you don't mind, and then I'll kind of gesture to Rakath.
Does this work if I speak to... Okay.
You have 4.
You've done it before.
I don't remember.
It's my spell, and I say yes, it does.
Okay. Well, all right then. So, how do we get past this door?
The ancient texts say there is a passphrase.
Ah, fair. How did you die?
The
Rakath,
water
ask him what the passphrase
is poison. The rock has a mind of its own.
Interesting. Also, one moment, please. Void as I am void.
And then I'm going to continue talking to him after shouting it at the stone behind me just to see if that worked. Does the stone move at all?
No.
Good. What is the passphrase?
We do not know. But I
That's
am
not
without
helpful.
song.
Without song.
You would actually remember that the Mind Flayer usually
yeah.
referred to their mental connection as a song. So basically, he's on his own. They might know. But he's dead, therefore not connected to the rest of the race.
This makes sense.
Yeah.
But if he did know at one point in his life, technically speaking, he would know it now. But he obviously never asked that question.
I think you have one question left.
Yes.
Make it a good one.
I don't know what I should ask.
Ask if he was led here by the same forces that you were.
That's actually a good question.
What led you here?
It is a nest. And then the dark smoke. And the skeleton just.
Shit.
We can ask him more questions.
In 10 days.
10 days time.
Which, to be fair, is like, oh, we'll just sit in this cave for 10 days. I'm a drow. I don't care.
Yeah.
You won't be able to breathe when you try and get out, though. But that's
have
less of a problem getting out
For 3 people.
than going in.
Oh,
So, passphrase is...
password.
No, I feel
Admit.
like
User 1.
What does that mean? What are these words you are saying? Is that some kind of alternate language?
Yes, it's deep speech.
No, I speak deep speech.
I
That's-
mean, infernal.
Ah! Of course.
Is there any indication on the wall whatsoever of any kind of
Completely smooth.
Could it have something to do with the mother and child thing, the carving you have?
It could.
Because there's like, if I remember, it's the talking at the dragon with the mother and child. Could it be on that?
Hello, Mr. Dragon. And Child Dragon.
Rofi just
Will you let
stares
us
at
in?
you.
Knock, knock, knock.
I was really
Hear
expecting
back the echo of your voice.
the speaking to a skeleton to be more helpful than that.
Maybe there's another skeleton down there.
Maybe. I don't think so, though.
I can't speak with dead in the door.
The door is
think
made
it
of
works.
rock.
Yeah, fizzles.
Oh, Yuna. He said the rock was like an entity on its own, right? Can you do the thing where you connect with its mind?
I cast detect thoughts on the door.
You do feel something. It's as often when you detect thoughts on things. It's a strange thing you feel. There is evidently something there.
All right. Well, you know what? We're gonna.
You
follow
actually-
this chain of logic.
One moment as I look at things.
Oh no.
Da, 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 da.
We've angered the door. If
You
we
hear
get
back
caught-
in when you cast Detect Thoughts, you hear something that is clearly a question in a language you do not understand. The words are sharp, in short, syllabic
Do all of you guys hear that?
Only you.
Oh no! I tried to replicate the sound as best as I can.
Can you do investor and give
Party.
me the ability to
Oh
do
yes, okay. I invest your Ratcat's mind, but you can't. I can't invest your detect thoughts on you.
No, it's like a.
I can invest you. I can do encode thoughts. Is what I can do. So I can get a
Yes,
thought ribbon.
that's the way to do it. You do a thought
Yeah.
ribbon
Do
that
it.
has
I do
the
a thought
thoughts in it,
ribbon,
and
no one
everyone
can
can
read it now.
hear it from your. That's
Smart!
Can everybody tell me your languages?
Common, Sylvan, Undercommon.
Undercommon, Elven, Sylvan, Thieves' Cant, Deep Speech, Giant.
Undercommon, Elven, Deep Speech, and Infernal.
None of you understand what this language is.
It's probably Draconic.
That's draconic.
Yeah.
Damn it. wait. I have an idea. Can I do this?
Oh, you're doing the comprehend languages thing.
I swear I have. Yes, comprehend languages. I can use the thing that allows me to use a preparation point and a spell slot to do it. So I can use comprehend languages. And in this situation, since I have to choose someone for it to go on, I'm probably going to put it on Rakath.
You do so. You read the thought. You touch the thought ribbon.
I put a device on his
This is a
head.
very convoluted way of doing this.
This is an experiment. Don't worry. You won't feel a thing. You feel a thing. Like connects you here, like you feel like it's that.
The very clearly draconic text translates to essentially speak in this our enemy's tongue. The password.
Oh.
Can I delve deeper into the door's mind to get
No.
the password?
You can try, but like just nothing really happens.
I'm gonna try it. The door rolls a 9.
Nothing happens, but I respect the hustle. I really do.
No. Roshi would have no idea. I have an idea, but I can't say it because it is meta thing.
Well, at some point when doing puzzles in D&D, the meta and the diegetics
Yeah.
need to blend. So you
That's
can tell
true.
the idea.
The enemy of the dragons was the primordials.
Yeah. Does anyone speak primordial?
No.
No.
We literally just listed off our languages.
Yeah.
The question was
Let me-
asked in Draconic.
Yeah.
In this, our enemy's tongue.
In other words, the Draconic is the enemy tongue, presumably.
Ding.
Right. Yeah.
Which means the password is in Draconic. Now, just because you don't speak Draconic doesn't mean you might not know a couple of words. If you knew what word you were trying to say, maybe I'd let you do a check to see if you knew it.
Draconic and Arcane are written in the same language, right?
No.
Open sesame. No.
But a lot of spells would be you probably would have written a little bit of Draconic in Arcane Learning, but your spell book is written in Elvish.
Parents.
Is it family?
That's what I'm looking at, like parent or
Child?
Family. Yeah.
Bloodline? Ascension?
No, probably not that.
It's Dragon Age Ascension.
Yeah, no.
We don't talk about that game here.
What about Inquisition? Is the word Inquisition? No.
I'd be worrying what you found in the room if the password was Inquisition.
That's what I mean.
I get the feeling this is a prison. As if the dragons are the enemy.
No,
And we
it
have
is
the dragon
speak.
inside.
The dragon is the look. I pull out the slab first of all, and I point
All
and
right,
I say, look,
one moment.
Yeah, it's like speak the
This
dragon
is speak
word
in dragon,
for
speak this phrase. This phrase is
Yeah.
referring to parenthood of some kind.
Parents, child, adult.
Possibly not parents. It could be more of a teacher
Mother.
relationship.
Father.
Can I just
do we know
make
any of those words in Draconic?
yeah, parent. is
Give
the
me
one. That
one.
I'm going-
Parent.
Parent is the one I'm. going
Intelligence checks to delve into your
for. No,
I'm gonna
man.
go
abstract
child.
trivia.
You're going
Parent,
with child. I'm
child,
going with-
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah.
Ha!
Good job,
22.
whoever rolled that fucking one. 22!
Chose that.
You
That was a
do
0.
know the word for parent in Draconic. You don't know how you know.
Ruh-roh.
Oh,
I speak it.
You speak it at the
Parente.
door. Very quietly, very smoothly, but with a rumble and a tremble. And this cavern continues with a very similar aesthetic. The ground is completely smooth, very flat. Some of the walls are completely smooth as well. The rest is almost like the inside of a geode filled with water. There's a constant trickling water from where? You know not where. But the cavern itself seems like any cave. It's not like the cave has a... It's not like a straight line, blah, blah, blah. It's like a natural cave with these geode-like walls, reflective in some parts and others.
I want to note I'm bringing the finder with us, the Ebamari
Sure.
skeleton. He deserves to have found it, you know?
Very nice. Why don't we take this moment to take a little breaky brew? We'll be back in a second.